Joining us now is Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario and one of Canada's most outspoken critics of President Trump's trade war. Premier, thanks so much for joining us. Were you surprised that the White House didn't pause tariffs on Canada, perhaps our closest friend and ally, as it did with several other countries, several of whom are not necessarily close friends or allies?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Wolf. And yeah, we were shocked that we weren't part of the group per se. And you know, number one customer. We're both each other's number one customer, and we need to get through this and bring certainty back to the people of the United States and Canada. Certainty to the markets, as you mentioned. The Dow is down, the S&P is down because there's still uncertainty. I know it took a little bump up yesterday, but the reality is a tariff on Canada is a tax on Americans, and that's the last thing we want to see to the American people.
We're showing our viewers the numbers right now. Market's not doing well. The Dow Jones Industrials down, 1,126 points, at least right now. Last month, the Premier, Canada placed tariffs on a variety of U.S. goods, and Canadians, long among, as I keep saying, America's closest and most loyal allies, have vowed to fight back. Do you feel Canada's decision to strike back has made President Trump more punitive toward Canada?
Well, I'm not too sure if that's a situation, but in saying that, I always say we love our American neighbors. We truly do. You know, we didn't start this. President Trump aimed at Canada and the rest of the world for the most part, and we just need to get rid of these tariffs. We'll drop our tariffs tomorrow if President Trump drops the tariffs. We always believe in the AMCAN fortress, working together to make the two strongest nations in the world. That's what we want to do.
Could you see Canada, Premier, actually rolling back those tariffs on the U.S. as an olive branch to the Trump administration?
Well, as long as we know the tariffs are going to be dropped against Canada as well. If we have a mutual understanding, if they feel comfortable with us going first, by all means. But we need insurance that President Trump's going to drop those tariffs shortly after we do.
This week, I know, Premier, you unveiled an $11 billion in tax deferments and rebates to help workers and businesses hurt by the Trump tariffs. How much have the tariffs hurt everyday Canadians?
Well, they're at a fever pitch right now. 40 million Canadians at a fever pitch, focused on every piece of news coming across CNN and other broadcasts. It's very, very important. We're very passionate about this. And now I'll give you a couple examples. We ship in, we do trade. We ship in about $6.5 billion of steel, but we don't make steel beams. Steel beams all come from the U.S. and other areas around the world. Now we're going to go out and start making steel beams. The beer cans, we don't make the beer cans. We ship the aluminum in the U.S. Company prints it and converts it. That's $1 billion industry. We're onshoring back into Ontario. So it's not good for both sides of the border. We'd rather just leave everything alone. Things seem to be working, and just build a stronger AMCAN fortress, American Canadian fortress, put a ring around it.
Yeah, let's see if that happens. The Trump administration, Premier, says 15 countries have made what they describe as explicit offers regarding potential trade deals. Do you know if Canada is negotiating right now with the United States, with the White House?
Not right now, we aren't. Hopefully we can get back to the table and continue negotiating. That's what we want to do. Let's sit down at the table. Let's move forward, and it's going to benefit both countries. We're both our number one trading partners. I always say we're the number one customer to the U.S., and the U.S. is the number one customer for Canada, and we share the same values.
Pamela has a question for you, Premier.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the implications are with this back and forth over trade with the U.S. and Canada in terms of areas outside of trade, such as national security, intelligence sharing between the two countries. Has it put a strain on that at all?
No, actually, they're working hand in hand, no matter if it's an intelligence sharing, NORAD, or even our border. Our law enforcement works hand in hand with the U.S. law enforcement. They will always be partners, and at the highest level of the intelligence bureaus, they're working together.
Premier, one quick final question before I let you go. I've got a lot of friends, including some family, who live in Ontario and Toronto, for example. And I'm hearing that a lot of Canadians are now reluctant to even come to the United States, to go to Florida, for example, where a lot of the Canadians go visit, or Las Vegas or places like that. They want to boycott the United States. Are you hearing that as well?
In a big way, actually. We know the border traffic's gone down dramatically. Flights going into the U.S. dropped dramatically. And isn't that unfortunate? Two countries, two groups of people that love each other. We need to get through this and start traveling back and forth. I was just a few minutes before I hopped on, I have Governor Cox from Utah here. What a gentleman. He feels the same way. We have to get through this trade deal and continue growing both economies.
Yeah, I hate this rift that has developed between the United States and Canada, two very close and very friendly, traditionally friendly allies, and now look what's going on. Doug Ford, thanks as usual for joining us.